Hello again, everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of Breaking, going through a 1971 Topps Baseball Vending Box from Series 2. As always, I like to set out some of the cards we've gotten thus far. There's some of the star cards, and then off to the side here, some of the super nice condition cards that we've gotten so far. And always put something out for luck. Today it might be bad luck since we haven't gotten some great cards so far, our last few, but I'll explain that a little bit later, as well as we'll try to answer one of the questions in the comment section that I've received on just vending cards in general, but we'll hit that at the end of this. First, let's take a little grab here of a little more than a pack's worth of cards and find out who we get today. Started out with the Red Sox second baseman. Looks like a nice condition card, well centered. Mike Andrews. And we come in with Bob Bailey. Good. We got it. Al Ferrara. A little off center on that one. Dodgers shortstop for many years, Bill Russell. Came up playing the outfield initially, and that's what they stayed on this card. Daryl Knowles. Knowles is one of those. Let's see what we get, but not good condition, not good centering, I guess I should say. Again, on this one, Knowles is one of those pop ones in the 9, 0, and the 10s for PSA, but that one's not going to get there. We've got a Dave Moorhead. Looks like the next one's a good one. And I get second Willie Stargell. Nice. This looks like a nice Stargell. Pretty good, not perfect centering. Maybe at 40-60 range. Corners look sharp. Nice. Try to get the whole card in one view. Nice Stargell. Good. Kind of picked out, there's 5 more superstars in this series. Stargell being one of them, Rod Carew being one, Johnny Bench, Tom Seaver, and who am I missing? Oh, Al Kaline being the other one. So Paul Splittorff rookie. Hal McRae became quite a good hitter for the Royals later in his career. Started off with the Reds. Got to play in the World Series this 1970 season. A good hitter, and looks like we end with another Hall of Famer and another nice looking card of a Hall of Famer in Hoyt Wilhelm. Very nice. Good. Wilhelm and Stargell to highlight that little packer a little more worth. So imagine 71, you get a pack and you get those two guys. That's not bad. Hoyt Wilhelm, yeah, even at this point in his career, he's over 1,000 career games. He's the first one to do that, with a career ERA of 2.50 through all of that. 1,500, almost 1,600 strikeouts and 2,200 innings. Most of that with the knuckleball. Good pitcher. All right, the main question that I wanted to answer, or look into, do some research on at least, is do vending box cards from this era have a less of a width, I guess, than other cards? And a question came up from someone who was watching and thought they might have seen some cards with that. And in general, the cards are 2.5 inches wide, which is about 63 63.5 centimeters in width. And so I measured a bunch of the cards, and that's actually what I was getting on pretty much the bulk of them, right in that 63, 63.5, even some 64 centimeters wide. So in general, it looks like the width is, here was one of, I think, my wider cards, even though it was way off center. So in general, we're getting the normal width for cards. But there are exceptions, and I noticed that first with the John Mayberries. So my Mayberries all seemed to be a little thin, and in measuring, they came out in the 62 to 62.5 range. And you can see they don't have near as wide of borders on each edge. Here's another one, Gil Garrido, and all three of them. So it's kind of funny how when it happens, it seems to happen to all the cards of that player that they are a little narrower. Same thing for the Gil Garrido, his width being, if we can get that right on there, right about 62, same as the Mayberry. And a Bill Singer, just one of the Bill Singers came out that way too. That thing I think was a 62.5 when I measured it. So it looks like the answer is yes for some of the cards, definitely not most of them. All of these really nice condition cards I measured, and they all came out right in that 63.5 range, so that's good. But yes, there are some that did come out shorter, and I've noticed that even as I've bought cards over time, that someone's like, these are not trimmed cards, but yet they seemed a little smaller. And I was going through my 71 set, and one of those is Vita Blue, was kind of in that 62.5 range of just being a little more narrow, but yet does not look like a trimmed card. Looks like a real nice card. So who knows if that was one of those as well from the vending. So my other thing, since this is episode 21, normally I'd be 21, I'd be Roberto Clemente for my guy sitting out here, but we already did Roberto Clemente when I did my 13th episode, and we did that because the first week or so of his career, he wore number 13, so we just picked him and went through his cards. So I thought I'd do kind of a number 13 bad luck thing. So these are some of the, probably the mistakes I've made in the hobby that we're going to put out. And as you can see, all these PSA labels, those are cards I bought, quite a few years ago, that mostly for my either my Hall of Fame set or my 52 set that I'm still working on, that just didn't seem to fit in right with the rest of the cards. So I cracked open the slabs, and I did keep the labels, but that's a regret, I guess, or a mistake I made in the hobby, was cracking open most of them PSA. Some of them were SGC and a couple GIA, which was a little more common back then. And then my other big mistake in the hobby, I did this one the year I bought it. So this is the 1980, 81 Topps basketball, and I bought the set, so I would have been 16 to 17 in that year. I guess I'd been in my junior year. No, 80, 81. That would have been my sophomore year, I think. Sophomore year of high school, so 16, 15, 16 age. My sophomore year of high school. And I thought, man, these cards are sure a lot. I mean, here's how, there's one card that I kept intact. It was Ray Williams on it. And the reason I did that, because he was a Gopher, and I guess I was trying to collect all Gopher cards, and they had to go in an album all intact. Love the Minnesota Gophers. So he's the one card that remained intact. All the rest, see that perforation is, I cut them through the perforation. And this card that had these three together looks like it would have been in outstanding shape. The cards were centered. It was corners are really nice, but I perforated it. So like the rest of the set, it's all just now in their little pieces. I thought that was the cool thing to do at the time, and I guess that's a hobby mistake that I made. Anyway, that's all I got for today. We'll see you again next week for episode 22. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.